Hello, friends and neighbors. It is I, the Striking Viking, bringing you another power-packed, exciting episode of our life on the road, or off the road, or beside the road. Or many of you know that we left Happy Squirrel Acres almost exactly a week ago today, as a matter of fact, to come down to our little place at the beach. And so here we are, parked by our little place at the beach. Now, as you know, in your motorhome, you probably have two deep cycle 6-volt batteries, at least two in any case. And those are designed to store energy during the period while you're driving the motorhome or running the generator. And then you use up that that energy in various functions while you're actually living in the motorhome. Now, we haven't been doing a lot of driving. We've been doing an awful lot of living, though. And in the process, we managed to deplete the batteries. So we started the generator to charge the batteries back up, and charge the batteries we did. The following morning, however, I woke up and I went into the bathroom and I could feel a cool breeze on my feet. And I thought, what on earth is going on? And as it turns out, the batteries get down to a certain level, and I guess they turn on the fan for the furnace running on a low speed, just circulating the air. So once I determined the fact that the batteries were in fact low, I thought, well, we're going to have to check and see what's going on. So we started the generator again. Now, by this time, it was in the evening of the same day. We started the generator again, and I thought, I'm going to just go and check on the inverter, or converter, some people call it. What it does is it takes 110 volts, and it converts that over into 12 volts to charge up the batteries. Well, I checked on the converter, and it seemed to be working fine. Now, down near the doorway, there are a series of switches, one for the step, one for the outside light, one for the inside light that you can leave on, and one that they call luggage light. Now, the luggage light, when that switch is turned on, a circuit is energized, which provides 12-volt power to each of the individual bays, and there's an overhead light in the bay. So if you arrive late at night at some location, you can open the bay and still have light to do whatever. Move your luggage, ostensibly. Anyhow, I had the luggage light on while I was checking the converter to see it for function and output. And I guess I turned that light off and closed up the bay and locked it. This is my tool bay in which I keep all my tools and the oil change pan and fluids and lubricants and cleaners and the rod for the awning and whatnot. So I guess I turned that light off, but I neglected to turn the luggage lamp switch off. So we had charged up the batteries, and feeling confident in our immutability, we went to bed. Well, we woke up this morning and it was low again. I'm scratching my head and wondering what on earth is going on. So we charged the batteries up for about an hour and a half this morning by running the generator. And then when we came back this afternoon, we had been into town and run a few errands, etc. We came back and the batteries were low again. Boy, I'll tell you, I was perplexed. So I thought, aha, that luggage light switch is on. So I thought I'll go around and check in each of the individual bays and see if perchance there's a light that's been left on. There was not one light, but in fact 2 lights which had been left on. So over the course of the evening, while we were sleeping, those lights were merrily burning away, illuminating closed luggage bins and subsequently sucking the juice out of our batteries. Well, we turned off those lights, turned off the luggage bay light, and at the same time, for good measure, I went and serviced the batteries. You may recall I serviced the batteries once when we got the coach. I serviced them again back last fall before we came north, and then I serviced them again this spring after we took the Reflectix wrap off the coach before we started coming down here. Well, I pulled the batteries out. I checked. The electrolyte was down perhaps 1/4 of an inch in a few of the cells, so I topped that off. And then I put the batteries back in, reconnected everything, came in, and scratched my head yet again when I realized there was still something wrong. And then I thought, aha, what I've done is I've put one of those batteries in back to front, and I've corrected it incorrectly, connected it. I connected it incorrectly. So I went back outside, looked at the battery, which I thought was wrong, and sure enough, it was. So I flipped it around, put it back together, came back in 100%, with the exception of the fact that the batteries were still low. So I started the generator again. You may in fact hear it running in the background. And the generator is now charging our batteries up. And I feel confident of the fact that we've corrected not only the problem, but also that we'll be able to take a full charge and we'll be good to go. Now, there is a possibility, and not a strong possibility, that one of the batteries may have a dead cell in it, because the 6-volt batteries only have 6 cells but 3 caps to share in between the various cells. So it's a very possibility that one of the batteries may have a dead cell. If that's the case, it won't take much of a charge. However, I'm loath to replace one of the batteries, because I've seen them for as low as about 105 or 110 US. That is, if you give them your old battery, they'll give you a new battery and take your core. But here in Canada, lo and behold, $254. So we would prefer to try and avoid that if at all possible. In any case, the batteries having been serviced, the generator being on and charging, I feel confident in the fact that things are going to work out in our favor. In any case, thank you very much for coming along, and by all means, keep tripping.